Welcome, welcome everyone to day 10 and our last live interview call, if you would, for the Angels and Energies Telesummit Tour, a passport to healing your body, financial flow, and relationships. Wow, what an amazing 2 weeks it's been, all in loving dedication to Archangel Raphael, who we know as the Master Healer and God's physician to help us all heal. Again, I'm Lori Raymond, founder of Women as Visionaries, and also the creative strategist with Virtual Visionary Events. And here with me today is my dear friend and co-creator, Cecily MacArthur, a dream life coach and certified life mastery consultant. Again, we are just so happy that you have joined us from around the world. Many of you have been with us every day. Again, a couple of housekeeping notes are that we will work to keep this interview to an hour, knowing that the angels are always in charge. There will be time for questions at the end, always a special part of this call. And the interview replay will be immediately available for 24 hours on the daily webcast link. So if you need that link, check your email. We've got that in there for you. And then finally, at any time, if these calls speak to you and it's just something you need to have, want to have forever, and to perhaps gift someone in your life, Christmas is coming up, we invite you to purchase the VIA Very Important Angel Upgrade Package for just $44.40. Cecily and I were passionate about bringing people like you together from across the globe so that you could connect with your angel guidance and specifically Archangel Raphael. And we are committed to making this hour content rich so that you walk away today, tonight, whatever, with specific tools, strategies, and mindsets that will absolutely move you towards healing your life and awakening to spirit. And so with that said, we're just going to rock in and we're going to just move into this wonderful interview. We've talked to her before. She is amazing. And it's a great joy to introduce to you Nan Akasha from Texas, my state, my birth. She is the #1 best-selling author of Already Rich, Secrets to Master Your Money Mind. And as I posted on Facebook today, she is Law of Attraction in action. And she is not only a dynamic and inspiring international speaker, but she hangs out with some folks that you and I would probably love to know. And those people include people like Greg Braden, Joe Vitale, and Doreen Virtue. She's been committed to this path for 25 years of blending energy, mind, and spiritual work. And she really creates, this is what I love about her, she creates not just talk, but she gives us deeply transformative processes and tools that can really heal our heart and our bank account. She is the host of the Magnetic Wealth radio show and much, much more. In addition, she brings to this conversation a knowing, a wisdom, having been trained in over 30 healing modalities. So put your seatbelts on, get your spiritual tennis shoes on, because Nan Akasha is going to share with us your spiritual money and meaning attraction team. Welcome, welcome, Miss Nan.
Hi, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we're excited too. This is Cecily, and thank you, Lori. It's great to have Nan again. It really sort of bringing a different aspect, because yes, you are the law of attraction queen here, but also bringing in the element of spirit and working with the angels, and I love the combination, and we're going to talk about money. That's a great thing today. And it is important, so tell us about that. And people, and from a spiritual side, I think we are spiritual beings having a human experience, but so what does money got to do with this? Why is it such an important issue for us?
Well, I think that one of the most fascinating things I've noticed in my personal journey was I wasn't raised with any kind of real religion or spirituality. Went out and did what I was told, be a good girl, work hard, get good grades, all that stuff. And opened my first company and had to close that and was completely devastated. And people weren't paying me. And, the economy went down. It was the late 80s, and everybody bought, each other's companies, and they all went bankrupt, and they didn't pay. But in our world, we understand that we're 100% responsible for everything that comes in our lives. So at that time, I was in my late 20s. I had no idea of any of these concepts, but I knew there was something more. I knew that this couldn't be all there was. It was just working 13 hours a day, being stressed out, and then having, everything just go sideways. So that started me on my journey, and then traveling all over the world looking for the answers to who are we and how do we work and, how do we create what we want. And really in my journey through a lot of ups and downs, which you guys know, I've had several companies, some of them very, very big. Closing those were very painful. I've been through a very painful divorce, lost everything, had a daughter die. So there's all kinds of things on our life path, and everybody has their own story where we learn, we get to grow, we get to expand, we get to learn the lesson of pain, get past it, not take it personally, unplug, and really look and find where's our purpose, what are we being drawn to. And when you're motivated to do something over and over, like I have with creating businesses and both following my spiritual path and developing the ability to truly be in control of our lives from the sense that we are a divine being, I've discovered that our issues with money, our relationship with money, our perception with money, our fears and worries around money create more stress, more pain, and more interruption in our lives and literally control us, literally controls the decisions that we make, literally controls the choices we make, and we don't even know it. Like, really, it's been going on for so long, we don't have any idea that it's this deep and this wide. So when I actually got on a spiritual path was the first time I was consciously aware of it. I started to look around at all these I moved to New Mexico, and the spiritual community was phenomenal. I started learning about all kinds of amazing things and was going to a channel, and just amazing. It was just blowing my mind, literally. And yet what I noticed after a year or two was everybody I knew in this spiritual community, no matter how big their heart was and how loving they were mostly all broke and poor. They were mostly sick. They mostly had constant drama in their lives. And that was very confusing to me because when I got on the spiritual path and I started to meditate and started to be aware of that I was this multidimensional being and started to work with my light body and, all of these amazing things, and you start to communicate with Source, and I did animal communication and healing, I was thinking, I found the answer. If I just do these things, nothing bad will ever happen to me again. Well, we all know how that one goes. And so there's this huge misperception about what money is, what it's for, whether it's spiritual, whether it's good or bad to want it, whether people will love you or hate you or reject you for having it or wanting it or losing it, whether you're responsible with it. It goes on and on and on. So, it's the number one cause of divorce is money, issues and differences over money and perceptions about what to do with it, how to handle it, what you should spend it on. Women actually, this is a fascinating statistic, but most women hide money from their family or from their spouses. They hide purchases, okay? They feel irresponsible. They feel like if they get a lot of money, they're going to lose it, that if they get a lot of money, that maybe they're going to, it's not going to be good for their parents or their father or their spouse. It's amazing. And of course we see people going to war and killing each other and not speaking to each other and all kinds of other crazy stuff going on around money. So what I found was when I started to work with people around their issues and fears with money, it rippled out into every area of their life. Literally their relationships, their health, their inner peace, their clarity of mind, everything started to relax, started to flow. There was that space around you. So I know there's a lot of people that are pursuing very beautiful, deep spiritual paths that really haven't figured out this money piece yet. And it's very easy to say it's not important, but you're truly burying your head in the sand because in our world, it's one of the four necessities. You need air, food, water, and money.
All right. Well, it does make sense that we have, particularly the audience we have here, where there are a lot of sensitive people with gifts and who are into angels and or want to make a living doing something in this area, and that constant issue of being able to make enough money and not seeing it as something that is good or something that they should have or have blocks against it. So help us talk a little bit more about the spirit of money and how we can connect to shift some of that energy.
Absolutely. So I know, on this amazing summit and the other one you did and all of the wonderful people that have gone on here, there's been so much information about who we are and how to access information from other sources and other dimensions and from spirit. And it's definitely one of the keys to life. I can honestly say, whether you're focused on building a business, raising a family, increasing your health, discovering what your purpose is, there just isn't anything more amazing than that intuition, that communication with Source, those nudges, those wonderful synchronicities that show up in our life. And what I found is that we can use any of those techniques, anything that you have learned to be able to really tune out of the chaos going on in your conscious mind and tune into that deeper level of yourself and really get that communication. Well, you can do the same thing with the essence or the energy of money. So it's what I call the spirit of money. 4 or 5 years ago, I did a class called The Spirit of Money, and ever since then, it's been a very prominent thing in my life because, again, working around the concept of why is it so many people are struggling with money? Why is 80% of the world in poverty? Why do 1 or 2% of the people in the world have all the money? It's not because, we are given free will but it's random, every now and then, the universe or God is going to say, oh, sorry, you weren't nice, you don't get that. That makes no sense. So it has to be something that's going on within us. And we know through law of attraction and other universal laws, law of polarity and, law of circulation and all of these things that energy, everything is energy, it's vibrating and it's in motion. So the energy in essence of money, it comes from the same place everything else does. So it's divine. So the whole question of is it spiritual to want or to have money, or to have money if other people are starving or struggling, or to have money if my sister or my family is still, not having enough money. Those are questions that are coming from a place of lack. They're lack of feeling good about yourself, lack of believing that there's an infinite source. So when you really realize that it's not selfish to say, you know what? I am divine just like everyone else. I'm connected to Source just like everyone else. I have access to infinite resources, infinite support, infinite guidance. There's no difference when it comes to money. So you've probably heard money's in your mind, money's a concept, and all these different things. And it is. So what I love to do is I love to communicate with gods and goddesses and ascended masters and angels and on and on and on. And over the years, I've been lucky to study and to travel the world and to do amazing things like, spend 8 hours, meditating in the King's Chamber of the pyramids and all these things. That all of those things are representations of concepts of particular powers or essences. And so money's the same thing. So if you took the idea of money and you turned it into a person, the same way that you would communicate with Archangel Michael or somebody, a fairy or anything else, if you turned money into one of these beautiful beneficial beings inside of you and you created a relationship with it, and you believed that just like everything from Source, it's benevolent, it's loving, and it's saying yes to you, then this gives you a much more concrete way to connect with this and to connect with it outside of the framework that you were taught and all those beliefs that are going on inside, confusing beliefs about whether you're worthy of money.
I love that idea of a beneficial being inside of you. A beautiful concept, and that it is just another divine aspect of who we are, and that you can have a divine relationship with money through that. That That's such a fabulous idea, and I love that. So how can we then communicate with this beneficial being, and using spirit guides, and how do we open up that communication so that we can develop that relationship and shift the way we've been taught?
Well, one of the things is that I'm sure everyone on here is aware that meditating is probably one of the simplest and most powerful things that you can do for yourself. And when you do it on a regular basis, you're not only giving yourself the benefits of rest and relaxation, but you're literally giving that space in order to connect, in order to receive, in order to hear. And so from my experience, it needs to be a daily thing that becomes an ingrained habit, and you can start with as little as 3 to 5 minutes. If you can't, stay still, get an audio to listen to give your conscious mind something to do. And then there's a place inside of you that you want to take yourself to that says, I am infinite and I have a clear and open connection to the spirit of money or beings that have my highest and best interest at this time. And as you affirm that, it's immediately true. So the only thing that's blocking that clear communication is your fears, is, your beliefs, is anything else in the way. But like anything, learning to ride a bike, learning to play basketball, learning to play a violin, doesn't matter what it is, if you do it on a regular basis, you will find amazing things happening very, very, very quickly. The other thing is that you want to have an opportunity to connect by creating a positive and inviting environment. So especially with money, when you're dealing with the essence and the concept of money, the reason I work with people around their mind and money and manifesting and mastering those things is because it can pull you right out of that beautiful space. You can be in this space, you can feel very connected, you can feel that energy moving, you can feel that you've really tapped into that divine energy, but your attitudes about money and yourself and whether you're worthy of it are going to block anything that's going to come to you. So just like as if you were inviting someone over that you loved dearly, that you wanted to be with you, that you wanted to be your friend, that you really wanted to be a part of your life, you want to create that environment within you. And if you go within and you imagine, is this an inviting environment for someone? Now, if you're feeling fear or grief or pain or blame or anger or whatever it is towards money, then it's not going to feel very welcome or invited. Again, if you just put it in a relationship kind of terms like a person, they're not going to really feel comfortable. They're not going to want to come over. They're not going to stay very long. So your feelings within you to inspire this energy to be a part of you, because it's already said yes. When you have a true desire within you, that comes from the divine. There isn't any such thing as selfishness. When you're following your true desires, it's what you're meant to do. And money is provided to support that. It's never meant to be something we live our whole lives trading our time and our energy and stressing ourselves out over. That's there, the people are there, the resources are there. And then you move forward from, I know it's here. Where is it? Show it to me, show it to me, show it to me. And that's when you begin to master your mind. So shift out of any way that you're seeing this situation as bad or as lack and re-own your power. And when you shift that, you will see things you never saw even before. Okay?
Okay, so I should be looking at it as like a blessing in disguise, basically.
Exactly. Because earlier, we mentioned the book Think and Grow Rich, and he mentions in there, opportunities. He studied 500 very successful people, and every one of them said when their opportunities showed up, they came in the form of misfortune or perceived failure. And most people stop because they don't see it as an opportunity. This is your opportunity right now. It's your opportunity to shift out of whatever negative and limiting thinking you had before, whatever and move into a whole new place. But you have to choose to see it as an opportunity, and then it will begin to appear to you as one. And it is. I can promise you it is. I've been through so many downs, and every time when I came through it, things were better. Always better.
Okay, that sounds great to me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, sweetie. Much love.
All right, great, Robin. That was such a great example. I'm sure that your very powerful answer, Nan, that you've helped a lot of people listening who have some area where they're stuck or they feel hopeless at their current situation, and a way to look at it in a new way. So thank you. All right, we have another caller at the last 4 digits. The phone number is 2474. Hello, what's your name and what's your question for Nan?
Hi, my name is Maria Barajas, and Nan, thank you for taking my call. I got a lot from what you just told the last caller. I had actually been guided to adopt a daily practice, something to carry me throughout the day. Although I start in the morning with meditation, I find that throughout the day I still get into those, those mind forms and thoughts of worry and fear and lack and limitation, especially when I go to want to buy something and it's like, okay, I know the money will be there, but I just can't actually buy it yet because of like school loans, past expenditure. So how can I overcome that part of I have faith, I know the money will be there, but I still can't make the purchases that I would like to make at this time.
Mhm. So tell me what it is that you feel when you want to purchase something and you feel like you can't.
Well, initially I feel like, ooh, yes, this would be a great investment, whether it be in my health or in, I haven't been even clothes shopping in a really long time. Just things that I would like to have besides just paying bills. I do put 10% away at least, for myself for future, like retirement, things like that. However, the rest is, school loans, bills, and things like that, which I've found to appreciate because my education is valuable and I know the money was there for me when I needed it. So now it's time to pay back, and I do so, with appreciation. However, it doesn't leave me much more to buy the things that I would really like to have.
Mhm. So do you feel frustrated? Do you feel resentful? What would be the best description of how you feel when you think I have all this debt so I barely have anything to spend on what I want?
Yeah, I feel like I can't do everything that I would like to do, like spiritual, I would have loved to go on a spiritual retreat or purchase spiritual material to expand my spirituality. And so it's kind of like, well, I guess I really don't need any of that. I can just do it all on my own without buying anything, just take whatever comes to me for free. And I'm good with that sometimes. And then other times it's like, geez, but I'd really like to buy something.
So why are you good with just what comes for free and not getting what you want?
It used to be that I felt, I used to feel guilty because of I had to pay off, first I have to pay off bills and things like that. And so it wouldn't feel right to spend on myself if I was going to be putting myself more into debt. And so that's pretty much where it became, well, I guess if I just don't spend on anything else, I won't be incurring any more debt.
Mhm. Okay, so what I want to do is point out to you a couple of things. You can see that your mindset is all centered around the debt. Okay, and you're saying you've adopted in your head, you've adopted the thought that, well, I should be grateful because the money was there, I got to go to school and so on. But that's not how you're feeling. You're feeling guilty if you want or do anything for yourself because you feel an obligation, and that obligation doesn't feel like a blessing anymore. It feels like a burden. And every time you look at something, you're seeing only the limit of it. You're seeing the lack of it. And so you're in kind of a spiral or a circular pattern. So one thing that happens that I can see is happening with you is that there's almost this resignation again. You know, like, okay, fine, I'm supposed to be grateful for what I have and, you know, and this, and I still can't do what I want. Right. And you say, well, I'm okay with just what comes for free. Well, here's where part of the problem is. You shouldn't be okay with that. You should be demanding exactly what you want. You should be commanding your mind to show you what you want. You should be saying, I'm not taking any less because I'm a divine being of God and I deserve the best. And I have plenty to give. I have plenty of value, plenty of energy, plenty of whatever your particular talent and love is to give out that will bring in more than enough money. See, money it's an energy exchange, so there's a give and a receive and a give and a receive. But when you allow yourself to get focused on the debt, you feel trapped and dragged down by it, and you get in this circular logic where you try to make yourself feel okay with not having what you want, but that doesn't feel okay because it's not who you are. Because the truth of who you are knows that you're abundant. It knows that that's just, that's nonsense. Why should I put up with it? Why should I have only this? I don't want stuff that's free. I want to pay for stuff. I want the stuff that I want. It's okay. But you weren't taught that it was okay to want what you want. You were taught that it was selfish to want what you want. You were taught to be okay with what you get. And that's another one of these mind traps. Okay? So it's about the energy. Your energy is very low, right? You don't feel full of possibility. You feel like, I have these shackles and I've got to now drudge through whatever your perception is of the amount of time it's going to take to pay back this debt. And in the meantime, I'm not going to be able to do anything that I love. And I'm sort of, having this sort of half existence because I have this big burden. You've got to shift that entire perception and start to bring your energy back up. Started to reclaim who you are. Understand who you are. You can't access your power. Okay, you can't access that connection to source, that ability to really direct your energy towards what you want and follow the clues and whatever needs for you to be given up and transformed in order for you to be able to allow that flow back into your life when you have your energy low and you've resigned yourself to this. And it sounds like, too, that and this is true for a lot of people, is you've maybe wanted something for a long time and you haven't seen it happen. You haven't seen whatever the things you're doing haven't really yielded a lot of results. And so you feel a little bit like, well, I'm going to keep hoping, but, it hasn't happened before, so it probably won't. Right?
Right.
Yeah. So right now, what you've done is at some level, you've given up. Within you've given up really owning who you are. And you're letting these outside circumstances and other people's, we're living other people's lives because of these beliefs that we have inside of us about we're not good enough or we can't have more than other people or whatever they are. Those are telling you what's possible for you, but it's not true because anything is possible for you, no different than anybody else in the world. And you can see there's plenty of people who are prospering regardless of what's happening outside of them. There's plenty of people who've had school loans. There's plenty of people who've been deep, deep in debt and prospered. But it required them saying, I am not looking at what is anymore. I accept what is. And if I was given this loan, I absolutely have the ability to respond to it, to pay it back. It's not a problem. It's not going to limit me. The other thing is stop looking at debt as a negative thing and stop letting your mind tell you have to pay all the debt off before you're allowed to do anything. This is a form of self-punishment. Oh, I'm not making enough money and I still have debt and I have to pay it off. There's nobody who's built a big business and there's nobody who's created a big life without debt. Now, I'm not saying go crazy and build a lot of debt. You want to feel in a place that it's in alignment, but you can't buy a house, you can't build a big business, you can't do a lot of things without debt. So debt is a very positive thing, but when we're looking at it as a negative thing, it's draining, and you're seeing it as a burden. Okay? So you've got to go back to source, back inside of yourself, and say, this isn't who I am. I'm not living like this anymore. Now, you may or may not, within 2 days or 2 hours or 2 months, begin to attract more streams of income or more opportunities for income. They're already in your environment, but right now you're not tuned into your passion. You're not tuned into enough power to be able to access them. But once you get yourself back tuned into that power, and what I mean by that is saying, I have the power to create what comes into my mind, and then I focus on, I can bring the energy in, and the universe is completely in support of that. Remember, yes. It's always saying yes. Okay? Pick up, if you're meeting your needs now, which it sounds like you're meeting your needs and you're putting a little bit of money away, that's great. Now focus on, hey, look at, I'm good enough at this that I can do that. Then what's your next level you want to go to? So you need to pick a specific monetary goal and begin to get excited about what's attached to it, what you'll be able to do with it. It needs meaning, okay, for you. And then get that energy back up and say, I can do this. I don't know how. That's okay. I don't need to know how. I need to know that I want to do it, and I need to make a decision. And then I need to be aware in the present moment of all the opportunities. And again, like I said to the previous caller, those opportunities right now, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to turn this around and not sit and be obsessed with what you see right now in the physical world, but focus on what you are creating in the spirit and energetic world that's going to manifest. Right. And as soon as you get that desire, it's absolutely there.
Okay.
Man, we're going to have to stop with it. Okay. You okay, Marie?
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask, what making a demand, would that just be like, universe, I demand that this much money show up in my life now?
Yeah, you're demanding from yourself because the universe has already said yes.
Okay.
So it's just like you're in your own house. You're not going to ask, can I borrow this towel, or can I use this glass, or can I, you don't ask yourself because you already own it. The universe already said yes, whatever you want. So you're demanding and commanding of yourself to receive it, to see it, and to accept it, and to do whatever is presented in front of you to do in order to make that happen.
Thank you. That made a difference.
Good.
All right, Maria, thank you. And wow, Nan. All right, we went way over, but the answers to those two questions are going to cover just about everything that people were looking for. So I do want to just say now that there was a question about how to get the 90-minute 7 spiritual secrets to six-figure breakthrough, and I just want to re-emphasize that is Nan's free gift, bonus gift, as part of the VIA upgrade package. So if you buy that package, that's Nan's gift is included in there, and then on the page for when you get the 90-minute piece is the offer, the special offer for the $97 if you wanted to participate in that class with Nan too. So Nan, real quickly, because it's just amazing. Final thoughts, and then we wrap it up.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate this. This has been a lot of fun. And I want to thank everybody on the call, too, because all of your energy was beautiful, and I could feel your shift. So I just want to end with saying that I can see every one of you, and I see who you really are, and I see your power, and I see your light, and I see your purpose. And I want to bless you with that vision, and I want you to walk away saying, I have it within me. And never doubting that. And anytime what you're seeing in the physical world around you, do not let that tell you what's truth. The truth is inside of you.
Great. Lori, you want to wrap this up? I lost Lori. Lori? All right. Well, we're working on thinking of tomorrow is our very last day. So I want to thank Nan first. I mean, amazing. I can't words don't express what you just did with us today, and just an incredible process, and sharing such amazing information. So thank you, and thanks again for everyone here who hung in for that. Everyone stayed all this time. It was just amazing to listen to you. So you had them in the palm of your hand, and thank you for the archangels for being part of this, and particularly Raphael, who we honored in this whole Telesummit. And wow, great, amazing last live session for us, Nan. I knew you'd hit it out of the park, and you did, so thank you. And tomorrow we do have Carol Tuttles. Carol was our special bonus tour, and we were so excited to have her. She wanted to participate. She couldn't fit into the schedule, so what we did was we pre-recorded her, and her message tomorrow around petitioning your angels is very practical and down-to-earth advice on what to do with it. And if you know Carol Tuttles, she is just an amazing person and has been doing healing and work with abundance for over 20 years. And she is an extraordinary, really straightforward person. And I recommend you come back tomorrow to listen to that. And we'll just close it out then. And thank you all for such an amazing, amazing session. So take care now, and blessings to everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes. On behalf of Cecily and myself, thank you so much, and we hope to see you back here tomorrow with our wonderful and amazing Carol Tuttle, who will be speaking about petitioning the angels. So thank you, Nan. Thank you, everyone. And thank you to Archangel Raphael. Blessings.